life knocks you down and how do you get back up?
Hey, good morning. I'm here with Chris. Chris is a very good friend of mine, and Chris is the person that I've been talking about that as I've been going through changes, I've seen him go through changes as well. And the things I've been doing have been really life-changing things. Because I'm over 50, I'm trying hard to change my ways because my whole life I've always wanted to be in better shape. I've wanted to be more active, but I just know who I am. And I knew that I had to make several changes in my life if I was really serious about it. And one of these changes was the ES Power Drink. This has been exciting for me. I've seen changes. I just want to introduce you, Chris, because he lost 110 pounds in 7 months. But it's so much more than that. And a lot of the things that you're about to talk about, I have experienced too.
Mark, I'd love to share my story with you and your followers. The most important thing to me is going back to the beginning where this thing started. Not about the drink. We'll put the drink aside and have a serious conversation. I've been married for 16 years, and I've always been a problem solver. And how I started doing this was I was always focused on providing for my family.
Sure.
And problem solving their problems and not worried about mine. It started, if we go back to the beginning, it started with my wife. She had 2 brothers. And, before I open myself up and share this story with you, our mental health is very, very important. Mm-hmm. And I deeply am passionate about our mental health because I don't think we talk about it as a society today.
Agreed. Yeah.
Enough.
Mm-hmm.
And our spouse's mental health is our mental health. And we agree or disagree, but it has an effect
yes.
on our children, me, our friends, our family. So as I begin to tell you this story, my wife had 2 brothers, and her brother committed suicide. And about 5 years later, her other brother committed suicide. Mm. Now, my wife is a quiet person. She compresses her emotions and not knowing how that affects her. And by doing that, as me, not knowing how it affect her, she fell into some depression, and a laundry list of problems occurred in our marriage that affected everybody in the household.
Sure.
So when that started, I can't explain this enough, but your brother is going to affect you more than it's going to affect me and emotion. You're going to have that empathy. You're going to have that compassion of, feeling, what's the word I'm looking for?
Empathetic or just...
Yeah, but it's going to affect you different than it is going to affect somebody that has that connection.
Sure. Well, it's that brotherly connection. I get that.
Yes.
That's a different thing when it's your family, direct family that you grew up with.
Yeah. Then, my personal brother was in an motorcycle accident, and it changed him. He had trauma, and he was going through some stuff. And 2 years later, he committed suicide. Mm. And I'm telling me that affected me like you couldn't imagine.
Sure.
Just broke my heart. So basically, sorry if I'm kind of...
No, you go. I appreciate and thank you for being vulnerable like this because, I do appreciate this because this is, I was going to say it earlier, but it's not really about the drink. This conversation, it is, but it's not. I was going to say that earlier, but I didn't. So I'm glad so keep on rolling, man. Keep on going.
And, when things happen to you personally, you understand a lot of things because that's what life is, learning. And I can imagine my parents, the way they feel losing a child, or my wife's parents losing a child, or even imagine me losing a child. It just tore me up.
Couldn't imagine.
So me now recognizing what my wife was going through really woke up a lot of things.
Sure.
And that's, this is the beginning stages of ES Power. But we'll go back to this, laundry list of depression, anxiety, things that this life knocks you down, and how do you get back up? And me looking to problem solve everything, as typical men do.
Sure.
I went to looking for a natural supplements to help everything move better. And I stumbled upon, I was almost 300 pounds. And I stumbled upon something that helped me with my appetite, my sleep, my anxiety, depression, and I just went to work. We've been developing this for a year and a half.
Well, man, I tell you, I'm glad that this was a direction that you chose to go, and because our country is on a lot of antidepressants.
Yes.
I think a lot of our children are on antidepressants. My experience, I was at a point in my job where I was just really stressed. I worked in a very violent place, and sometimes I just, I spend the whole day my whole body's just tense, and my neck would burn, and by the end of the day, my shoulders would burn, and so I went to the doctor, and she's like, "We just need to relax. It's more about." So she gave me some antidepressants, but I wasn't depressed. It was just more about, you got to chill out. And, immediately it just ate my stomach up super bad. Like I couldn't feel any emotions at all. And after about 12 to 24 hours, that was it. Like, it just hurt my stomach. And I just thought, what is this doing to people that are on it all the time? So I'm really glad you went this direction, the natural direction. So when you and I first started talking about this became a big deal to me because I was, again, making these life changes. And it wasn't, I know who I am, and I needed multiple things in place. It couldn't just be, well, I'm going to work out more, or I'm going to, I've done that. And this is one that I saw so many things, just seeing your change and your transformation, that, I wanted to experience it. What I can say about it is, so far, and actually, even as I said, it was 10 weeks. It's been, because you started me off with the 12 week, is that right?
Yes.
And then we've gone 2 more. So it's been 14 weeks that I've been doing this. Okay, let me correct that. Yeah, so it's 14 weeks that I've been doing this. And what I can say is, when I work out, I want to go again. Like last night, I was in a jiu-jitsu class, and I physically threw up. Like I crossed a line so far. Like I was on the ground, what they call rolling, where you're just really just fighting somebody on. And I had done that. I mean, shoot, that's exhausting.
It is.
It's exhausting. And, and this was already an hour into the class, and I just stood up. I went straight to the restroom, and I just threw up. But then I got up this morning. I thought, I want to go back to that class again. Like I don't know, I'm more motivated to work out. And I hadn't shared this with you, but when I was on vacation, I was trying to actually get ready for this class. I remember came in here with a cane. My knee hurt. I was, I could barely sleep at night. I was in so much pain. So over that 9-day vacation, I was working my legs. I was doing the Yes Power drink. I was working my legs a lot. And I mean, I'm sitting there rolling around on the ground, wrestling with somebody and doing little tumbles and flips and getting thrown. And at no point has my knee hurt. At no point has my knee hurt. And it's not just that I was working out my knee, because I've had multiple injuries. I have a finger that I injured, 30 years ago. It still hurts.
Wow.
So, this is, for me, this has been something that I've seen. Like, anybody that watches my channel knows I don't promote, like, it's not about promoting a drink at all. It's legit. Like, it's something that I've right away thought, and even when I drink it, I can almost feel everything just kicking into gear. Does that make sense? Like, even in the moment, I can feel it.
I shared this with all my friends and family before, we even thought about a business on this aspect of it. It's really is a really neat thing that happens drinking this drink. It's a natural drink. It's one of the world's hottest peppers. There's nothing else like that on the market today. Getting the nutrition value, but then you're not getting that worst thing as eating the hot pepper that's in the world's hottest pepper. Mm-hmm. You're not instantly regretting doing it,
right?
Which is really, really cool. I wanted in developing this, I knew there was going to be some challenges. I knew there was going to be, skeptical people. But the only thing that skeptical people are going to do is tell you, the only way to feel good about yourself, to lose weight, is to, eat right, exercise daily or weekly or however you want to do it. But, really, Mark, tell me how to feel good about that, feel good about myself to be able to get there. Mm-hmm. That's what this thing, it does. The first thing that you're going to probably notice in the 30 days, and I hope you have, is getting a better night's sleep.
Yes, and it's interesting because I actually track my sleep. My wife showed me how to do it because she's like, because she says you roll around, you do all this stuff all night. And I'm like, well, and I don't feel rested. But this was another piece, and I've been getting up at 5:30 in the morning, every morning, fully rested. Like normally it's like 10 o'clock and I'm like exhausted.
Yes.
But I'm up 5:30 every morning and I'm just up, fully rested. You're right. It does help you sleep. And I'm glad you brought that up.
So basically that alone right there is a million times better feeling good about yourself, not waking up tired. And I appreciate that.
Well, and so if I understand this right, because I kept having to ask you, so it's got the the Trinidad scorpion peppers in it. It's like roughly 12 per bottle.
Yes, it is roughly about 12 Trinidad scorpion peppers, the nutrition value of 12 Trinidad. There's not 12 Trinidad peppers in the drink.
Right. No, I got you.
Yeah.
Well, and the interesting thing about drinking it is that it really does kind of change it. How sometimes you eat something or you drink something and your body's like, thank you. Like you feel, you know what I mean? Everybody knows that feeling where your body's like, thank you for that thing you just put in me. Almost immediately, the second it goes down. That's the effect that it gives me, and I've been doing it every Sunday, which is what the ES stands for. I love that. But it's, I love those things. I can drink them every day. They're so good. You probably shouldn't, but I could put one down. Like, I just want to say that I could put one down. I don't sit there and think, oh, this burns or, it's different and it's definitely got a tingle to it, but you can put it down.
This is a drink that you drink once a week. Its reason for that is because it's designed for your first drink to take your anxiety up and then take it right back down 15, 20 seconds later for immediate relaxation. Mm-hmm. So there is, the reason why once a week is so we can help control your tolerance levels. Because every drink that you want to do, every week that you want to do this, we want to make sure that happens.
Gotcha. That makes sense to me. Well, it's fantastic. I love it. And just for clarity, so this is a new thing because you just did this for you and then you did it for friends. And I appreciate that. Yes. Thank you, by the way. But what you're trying to do is you're trying to get so many units sold that that are like pre-orders. That way, because you're getting ready to buy or rent a building and then,
yes.
So you're getting ready to move into a building and you're going to set up a full proper kitchen and everything to really get these things out. But you got to start with a little bit first. The 500 pre-orders is what you're after right now.
Here's the main reason why I don't want to grow big. quite yet. 500 units is going to be enough to make sure that we get started with developing more and more like office space and commercial kitchen and help with product and getting it more and more people as, you know, as the 3 months supply and keep recurring their 3 month supply and keeping them on it. I'll never discourage anybody from not stop drinking it, but you know, 30 days, you're definitely going to start feeling a little bit of a difference.
Yes.
6 months, it's going to be, I think, hopefully amazing for you.
And what one unit is 3 months, is that correct?
It is a 3 month supply. So, you know, they can go to the website. We have a pre-order text line that anybody that wants pre-order, they just text it. And we just got a couple questions for you. They answer the questions, and after we review them, we'll send you a pre-order link and we'll go from there.
Awesome. Well, man, I really appreciate it. And I appreciate the slow growth too, because I imagine this is, you know, because you're a man of many hats. You know, you're also working your job full time and you're doing all this stuff. And I appreciate you letting me meet you in your office here today. So it's really, I appreciate you going slow because, like, you know, because I need to get refilled. So you got to keep the refill people in mind. So I appreciate that. Yeah. That's good. Well, Chris, guys, thank you so much. This is, you know, again, I wanted to take the time to sit down and chat with you because this is something that is so far in the little over 3 months that I've been doing this. I mean, it really, the knee thing was the thing that kind of blew me away. Like the rapid healing, along with just a desire to get out there and a desire to be better and a desire to be stronger. You know, like it's worth it. And it's such a minimal thing to drink one drink once a week. And it's amazing. I think, again, I'm going to go back to, I'm really glad you went the natural path because I think that there's so many crazy things that people are taking right now. And this country has a massive issue with the medications they're on, to say the least.
Yes.
That I appreciate you walking down this path and creating something that is better for your mental health, but it's a motivator too. I think that's the thing that's so fascinating is that, like I said, even last night, you know, I'm sitting there throwing up in a trash can and I'm like, well, I can't wait to do this again.
You know, there's a lot of challenges. You may have, you know, the desire to be on a health kick, but, you know, it's all mindset. You know?
It is all mine. And I knew that if I couldn't change the way I think, and that's that first conversation we had, if I couldn't change the way I think, all this is a waste.
One thing I had noticed, and I'll share this with your followers, you know, when we first talked about dieting, I noticed that you changed the word dieting to eating healthier.
Interesting. Yeah.
Because
it is. It's about eating healthier. It's not.
If you think about it, if you're on a diet, it's easy for you to say, I'm off a diet.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying? You're eating healthier, you know, you stick with it.
Well, Chris, man, thank you so much. This is great. You guys, the link's definitely going to be below. Check out ES Power Drink. You're only doing so many pre-orders, so get in on that as quick as you can. That way you can then get, again, I want to make sure I get refilled too. So, Chris, we appreciate you. Keep doing what you do, man. And thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for being vulnerable. And just, again, thank you for doing what you do.
Yeah, thank you. God bless you.
You as well. Thank you.